Hi there everyone, it's Scott Nicholson, your LIS Program Director, and I'm going to talk about the elective choices you've got coming up for the summer. Summer enrollment is going to start soon, and so here are some of the summer 2009 choices that you've got. Now in our summer classes, we do them in two different ways. One, we have in-person classes which run either during Maymester, which is right after the semester ends, or later on in the Summer Institute. And the Summer Institute is a special time where we have several weeks of classes. If you took 511 here on campus, and you were part of the Summer Institute. But there are other classes that run in that same kind of format. So if you liked 511 and you like staying in the dorms, you can come back. And we've got some great choices for you. And so let me run through those first. In the Maymester, we've got IST681, which is Metadata, which is a class focusing on creating data about data, the pithy way of describing metadata. In the Summer Institute, that's going to be later on in July, we have a number of interesting choices. And some of these are weekend classes that are just 2 days, and some of them run for a week. So we've got IST600 Knowledge Management, and so if you're looking to go into a corporate setting, this one would be useful to you. IST600 Being an Information Consultant, Practical Strategies for Success. So if you have interest in being independent and using your skills to be out there in the field, Chuck McClure is going to come up and teach that for us, and so that would be an interesting one. IST600 Preservation with Ken Lavender, and so preservation is about how do you preserve the physical materials, and so that class, it's the first time we're offering it. It should be interesting to explore that one. We haven't had it for a long time. Now we've got a new class, IST600, Library Budgeting and Fundraising. Now I should say a little bit about this class. So we're doing it in a 5-day format in the summer. Then in the fall, we're going to be doing 3 separate 1-credit classes on budgeting, fundraising, and grant writing. And so they're taught by the same instructor. So if you like it as an in-person experience, then you want to come here. If you want to take it in the fall, you can do that. With the fall offerings, you can choose any one of those 3. So if you did budgeting and fundraising in the summer in this more compressed format, you could do the grant writing class in the fall in an online 5-week format. Real special treat, IST600, Adult Services in the Public Library. Now, the topic is a fairly typical library school topic, but the instructor is Nancy Pearl. Nancy Pearl is the librarian action figure person. If you've seen the librarian action figure, she's the person it was modeled after. She's written several books called Book Lust and More Book Lust, and so it's really she really does a lot of cool stuff with outreach about books, and so she's coming to campus to teach this class for us. This will be a really special treat if you have any interest on meeting Nancy Pearl and hearing what she has to say. IST612, Youth Services in Libraries and Information Centers. So if you're interested in either a school library or in a public library and doing youth services, that'd be a class to look into. IST645, Managing Information Systems Projects. So that class, if you're going to go into the tech side of a library, that would be a useful class for you to take. And IST759, Planning and Designing Digital Library Services. This is the capstone for the Digital Libraries class, where you actually make a digital library. So this class you should only take if you've taken the other classes in the Digital Library series. Now, if you're an online student, you have some choices as well. You can't take any of the on-campus classes, but you can take some other things. We're going to be offering 614 and 618 online throughout the whole summer. Those are the core classes. 614 is the Management Core class. 618 is the Policy Core class. We're going to have IST500, Social Media. That's a class where you're going to explore all the Web 2.0 type technologies that are out there. That'll be an online class that runs throughout the whole summer. We have IST552, Information Systems Analysis, Concepts and Practice. That'll be useful for those of you, again, going into the tech side of a library. IST553, Information Architecture for Internet Services. So that's about website design. That's going to be about bigger issues with creating web pages than just the HTML, but the bigger things going on. And IST668, Literacy Through School Libraries. If you have interest in literacy concepts or school libraries, this will be a class to look into. And then a special class, and this one I'm going to say at the end because it's my video, and that's IST600 Gaming in Libraries. I'm doing something unusual this year, trying an experiment. We were talking about new ways of doing online education and came up with this idea. I was saying, well, we need to come up with something interesting, something new to try. And so, of course, when I say that, I then think, well, I'll do it. And this is what I'm going to do. During the month of June, I'm going to be teaching a Gaming in Libraries class. And the way I'm going to teach the entire class is on YouTube, like what you're seeing right here. In fact, this is going to be my studio where I'm going to be doing the entire class. My goal is to produce 1 video every day throughout the month of June. Now, there'll also be an area over in the learning management system where we'll be talking about what's going on in the class, but the videos on YouTube will be open to everyone, which means if you're not enrolled in the class, you can still enjoy all the video content in YouTube. If you are enrolled in the class, then you're also going to get to be part of this back channel discussion about what's going on. There'll be some assignments and grading and discussions and things happening behind the scenes as well. But if you just want the basic lecture content, you can get it here. And students in this class must also produce one video every week as part of the class. They can do it as a talking head video. They can do it as pictures with a voiceover, pictures with music. It's up to them how they want to do it, but that's going to be one of the requirements, is doing one video response for each week of the class. And so that's going to be the month of June, gaming and libraries. So those are our summer offerings. We're putting together the fall schedule now, and I'll be back to tell you about that before you have to enroll for those classes. We did get our ALA reaccreditation. Hooray! So we have another 7 years of reaccreditation, and that's great. So we look forward to continuing to teach you here at Syracuse University School of Information Studies. Take care, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.